kids, now we're cooking. Welcome to another week of our episodes of Now We're Cooking, our cooking show for kids of all ages. My name is Aunt Annie.
And I'm Grandma Jane.
And our first episode this week, we're doing the dog days of summer. Jane's great idea of doing only cool or cold things because it is hot and it is muggy out, which is not unusual for several of the states of this United States to be hot and muggy. Our dew point and sometimes our
oh yeah, way up there.
Oh my gosh, our humidity's up to 70 and 80% sometimes. My gosh, you could sweat just looking outside. In fact, you're lucky we aren't sitting here cooking and baking in our skivvies because we really sacrificed to put the clothes on and leave them on here for you today. But at any rate, our first dish that Jane made, our beautiful taco dip, is now being devoured by us on breaks. But now we're going to make something fun. We're going to make easy homemade strawberry marshmallow popsicles. And we're going to do them now because hopefully by the time we're done filming today, we can take one out and give it a whirl and see how it worked. Never made them before in my life. You're going to be our guinea pigs, okay? I'm going to start with 8 ounces of cream cheese. Can you ever go wrong with cream cheese? Seriously?
No.
My heart stops just looking at these all the time. Okay. Then we're going to need 7 ounces of marshmallow cream. And they come in 7-ounce little plastic cups. Okay, and it is sticky, so I don't think you're going to want to touch it with your hands if you can help it. Very, very sticky.
It's delicious.
But so worth it.
I could eat it right out of that tub.
Oh.
There's a dip I used to make with it. I can't remember if the recipe though. Do you? You have one? No. I'll have to find it.
So I think mom makes something with it in there, but I don't remember what
Yeah, I
it is.
just right remember what else.
But I remember as a kid she would. I think there's like a fudge she puts it in.
Oh really?
Yeah.
But yes, our goal was to try to make things that don't involve the oven or the stove this week. We may use the microwave just to melt something quickly, but that won't bring a lot of heat into the house. Okay, after you put the 8-ounce cream cheese block, which was softened because it's going to be easier to whip or to beat, and the 7 ounces of marshmallow cream, I'm going to put about 1/4 cup of milk. And I'm going to start mixing this up. Not too fast so it doesn't spatter all over. And meanwhile, Grandma Jane is de-stemming our strawberries. I washed them prior to this episode beginning, and now Jane is being kind enough to de-stem them with my mother's trick of a spoon. So you kids that don't want to use a knife yet, except when absolutely necessary, perhaps your parent or guardian won't care if you go ahead and use a spoon for your de-stemming. They won't be as concerned about your cutting yourselves. And I have a rubber spatula here just to get some of that goo off the side of the bowl. Then we're going to need 3/4 of a cup of strawberries. Okay? Now again, yes, if you would, I'd like you to cut them up in small pieces, but we don't have to be exact with 3/4 of a cup. But that is what the recipe says. We're just going to probably eyeball it. If we have a few too many strawberries, that's not going to hurt a thing. And they're beautiful. These strawberries are so red and beautiful. And believe it or not, we still have fruit dip left from the episode. We made the orange creamsicle dip. So we're going to be tearing into that too because that should still be good. And we're going to send that home with some folks that might want it. And there went my glasses. I look like Granny Grant. Okay, I don't think I even need them right now.
Okay, so We had the kitchen clean. We can't find anything.
It's
The
good.
measuring cups.
No, these are fine. Just
Okay.
throw them in.
Okay.
I think that'll be good. Yeah, our like I said, our professional cleaner said, "Don't you want this counter space for your cooking?" We said, "Well, yeah, but we leave these bowls out every week since we use the same materials all the time."
Is that enough?
Let's put in a little bit more, as small as you can get them. Now again, if you want to make a bunch of these, what are we going to do, kids? We're going to double or triple or even quadruple the recipe so you have more of them, right? Makes sense, correct?
Yeah.
Might be an easy recipe to double too.
This one would be very easy to do multiples of because you just need the 2 of the cream cheese and 2 of the marshmallow cream or 3 or 4. Very easy. And certainly you can take 3/4 of a cup of strawberries by whatever fraction you like. And this should be good then, Jane.
Okay.
Okay. Oh yeah, baby. Ooh, I just spattered it. It's like a
No
food fight,
problem.
food fight. Woohoo!
Whatever happens in the kitchen.
Bring it in. Okay. Now we're gonna spread out some paper cups. This is what this one says to do. Now later when these are frozen, you're gonna take a scissors and just do one cut down the seam and it should just peel right off all the way around. That's what the recipe says, so we'll see. Let's see if we have enough for at least 4.
Okay.
Jane, why don't you go ahead and put those in? Go ahead and start spooning those in. And
I'm
I'm
putting
gonna,
that into there.
in the
How
cups. Well, let's see till probably like that,
Let me see it. Okay.
okay? About
Oh, you get it.
3/4
Okay.
up. And then I'm gonna do something else here, which you guys should really dig. You're gonna dig it, baby. Okay, this now I'm gonna take a bowl and I'm gonna put 2 tablespoons of butter in it, and I'm just gonna melt it. I'm so excited for our homemade popsicles. I haven't done these since I was a kid,
I've
and they
never done
actually
this
had
stuff.
popsicle things to make. Like you poured it, they were almost like ice cube trays.
Yes.
Remember?
Oh yeah.
And then you had the dinghy in it and
Mhm.
pulled it out.
They make those. Tristan has some.
Is it?
Yeah.
Did you ever have root beer
Mhm.
popsicle? I
Yeah.
loved root beer popsicles.
Mom and Tristan make it with Kool-Aid. They
Really?
do Kool-Aid popsicles.
Uh-huh.
They're kind of refreshing, like a Mr. Freeze or something.
Yeah.
Okay,
Right,
this
so-
is the really fun part. Now we're gonna take some graham crackers, which you can't believe the hard time Jane and I had buying graham crackers
Yeah.
today. It
That
was
was
ridiculous.
crazy.
Just ridiculous. One of our stores didn't have 1 ounce of them. Now just because it's fun to do, I'm gonna put some of these graham crackers in a Ziploc bag and I'm gonna pound them.
And Annie feels like pounding.
And we need a cup of them, so I'm just guessing. We're gonna pound, baby, pound. Now, most recipes will tell you to use a rolling pin to do this. You can do it with a, what'd you say, Megan, a cup,
Yeah, like a glass.
like a glass. But I just felt like I used to play softball and tennis, and I just used to love to just boom. When that ball came, just step into it and boom.
Just like Boston, I love to just wail on that ball.
Well, that's why I always loved to drive, and I love
Yeah.
to
Where you
putt.
putting too.
I love to drive and putt. Other than that, that up the fairway thing, forget it.
If there was money on the putting, I took it more seriously.
Okay, now I'm going to slowly put some graham cracker in until they're coated with this butter. With the butter? My episode is so snooty when I say butter. Excuse me. Reminds me of the episode with the rashes.
Yes.
The rash of bacon.
That one's a little too full, I think.
You need another cup?
Nope.
You can put.
It won't
see?
fill it. Well,
You can always just have one that isn't. Just pour some in another one. Yeah, because there's graham cracker to go on this yet, so
yeah.
there's probably plenty. This isn't an exact science, right?
I like the idea of using the paper cups because then if they're frozen, you can just cut it off. You can't really do that with a plastic. It might cut you, you know.
Yeah, the recipe says just to take a small scissors, kids, and be careful when you do it, and cut away just one seam wherever you put it up the paper cup, and it should just peel off as you go around. Okay?
So this is butter and graham cracker, just like I make crusts for. No sugar though?
Nope.
I was just gonna say, what about sugar?
Yeah.
Not this one.
That's the only difference with a crust. You have the sugar.
There's always plenty of butter yet at the bottom of the bowl when you think there isn't. I'm still trying to absorb that in this graham cracker.
So now that you've got that mixture in there, you're gonna put graham cracker and butter on top.
This is the graham cracker butter mixture, yep.
Okay.
And you're just gonna spoon it on top like a layer, and it's not so heavy that it'll sink through there. It'll just kind of be on top. And then if Jane wants to, again, we couldn't find popsicle sticks to save our souls either today.
Like the wooden ones.
Mm-hmm.
Are they only out like when it's caramel apple time of year?
Oh,
I don't know either.
One little gal said, ask the meat department.
Yeah. Like they
thought-
must know everything.
I thought, well, okay. So I went up to the meat department. I thought, well, that's stupid. I'm just going to walk away. And the meat guy that knows me says, hey, Ann, where are you going? Can't I get you something? I go, do you have any popsicle sticks? And he said, what? Popsicle sticks? I said, well, one of your people said to ask you because we can't find any. He said, why would a meat department have popsicle sticks? I said, now you know why I was walking away. Because I thought it was a silly notion as well. But you guys do seem to know a lot.
They took me someplace that had like Kool-Aid sticks or something,
Oh, yeah.
but that's not, no.
you could have used like wooden skewers.
Yeah,
put,
I
like,
guess I
2
never
in.
thought.
Maybe.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, then we looked back at the recipe, and I said to Jane, don't these really look like heavy, like pretty sturdy straws? They don't even look like
Yeah.
popsicle sticks. They were colorful. They were red and white, kind of like they looked like peppermint sticks almost.
Mm-hmm.
But they were straws. You could tell they weren't peppermint sticks. Okay, so what I've done is I've just put some of this graham cracker mixture, and it does stay on top. It doesn't go to the bottom. It stays on top of that mixture. So let's stick a straw in and see if we can get it to stay.
And then how long did it say it would take to freeze them, you know?
Well, it didn't say.
Didn't it?
I think it might have said at least an hour.
You
Okay.
should cut the straws in half
Yeah.
so they're sturdy.
They're
Good
they're
idea,
they're too
Megan.
long.
Good
Yeah,
idea,
scissors.
Megan.
And you could put 2 in there so that it's even sturdier than that.
Megan, how come you're so smart?
Wilson.
Can we use your
Yeah,
knife?
yeah, sure.
Oh yeah! Okay, let's try 2.
2 of them in one,
Yep.
just side by side like so.
Yeah. I think
Then
they'd
we're
be
gonna
more
have to set them on.
sturdy.
Yeah.
It's kind of the size of a popsicle stick now.
Okay, perfect.
Megan, you're so smart.
She is. Are these called like strawberry?
They're called Easy Strawberry Marshmallow Popsicles.
It's getting kind of weird looking, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's only 3, or no, it's like 4.20.
So in a later episode, we will pull these out and see what we've got.
Okay. And do you want them to sit on a little dish in the freezer?
Well, that'll be a trick.
Hey,
Trying to
shoot, I
find
thought I
room.
felt it move. I put those in
That's
the
Oh,
freezer.
did you?
Yeah.
How stuck those are.
Did it work?
I thought I felt it move, but I think it was my.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Usually they come undone. That's just weird.
Okay, so let's try to find a spot to set them in here. And we'll take them out here in a later episode and see what we've got. And we will find out if this is something we want to make again or not.
Yeah.
See, that's
Never
the
know till
other
you
thing.
try. You never know till you try.
Okay, so that
All right.
that concludes this episode on easy strawberry marshmallow popsicles, homemade, that you can make right in your home. Apparently, Megan is our smart one today. She gets an A for effort and 5 gold stars for cutting up the straws so they're sturdier, because that would be the beans if they didn't hold up a popsicle. But
Yeah.
what would you do then after you cut away the paper cup? Put it in a bowl.
Right.
Okay, just
Eat
put
it
it
with
in
a
a bowl
spoon.
and eat it with a spoon.
Yeah.
See, every problem has a solution,
It's
kids.
true.
And signing off, Jane, what would you say?
Be safe, and we love you, and try to do something special for yourself today instead of somebody else. I mean, you can always be special to someone else. Be special to yourself.
That's right.
Yeah.
If it's too hot to go outside, kids, which it may be, or like now, it's turned to stormy weather, which is often the case in hot, sultry, muggy weather. Find something productive to do inside your house other than just playing video games. Try to read. Again, practice your instrument. Draw. Create something. Maybe you want to play with your Legos. Legos, not logos. Maybe you want to play with your Legos, your erector set. Create something, build something. It's so good for your imaginations when it can let those creative juices flow. That's why we're enjoying this show so much, because it
Exactly.
lets our creative juices flow and we can connect with you kids. We do love you kids. I reiterate what Jane said. We love you. Stay safe, stay healthy, and be good to yourselves and one another, okay? So we hope to see you next time on Now We're Cooking.